Friends, thank you so very much for checking out my channel today. Please give me a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell as I continue to bring you weekly content. And your viewership is definitely much appreciated here. I'm very appreciative of the 500 subs that I have, and hopefully it'll keep climbing until I can parlay this into a career, and hopefully it'll keep going further. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Ultra Magnus. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? So let's go ahead and take a quick look at that packaging. And of course, very nicely done. I loved the Kingdom packaging. Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, A+, Hasbro, Transformers Generations, Tarka Tommy, of course, Ultra Magnus, top of the box. Not much happened there. Just Autobot insignia in space, just doing outer spacey things, being outer space. This side of the box, very nicely done picture of Magnus. He's ready to blast at Galvatron or whoever. And of course, he's a leader class on your own time. You can read of what other languages the leader class is in. This side of the box, nothing happening here, just a bunch of legal mumbo-jumbo BS. We know you own the rights to Transformers Hasbro. Just fix the movie franchise and quit going to Michael Bay for movies. And of course, this side of the box, of course, you got Optimus and the whole gang. Just the best of the Transformers meeting up with each other. Kingdom was pretty good. The whole thing did feel a little lackluster with the voices, but it's alright. Much better than Energon. And Energon was terrible. And of course, that's pretty much it for that, except for the back of the box. Very nicely done. Of course, Ultra Magnus. Everything you do, this, that, and the other. There's the EPC code, because I bought it on Amazon for a pretty decent price, but the Amazon, for some reason, decided to cover it up. That's all right. That's all right. And of course, more legal mumbo-jumbo and all that stuff. Of course, the one cool thing I wanted to show you is this. The Beast Wars 1996 nod. So that's pretty cool. A lot happened in 1996 with pop culture and all that. Friends, didn't care for that show. Sorry, just wasn't a big fan of it. Of course, you had Turbo. Power Rangers Turbo was happening. Not a big fan of that. That was one of the lackluster seasons of Power Rangers, and a bunch of other stuff happened too. So, now that we got some retrospective out of the way in 1996, let's go ahead and take a look, up close and personal look at Magnus. I don't know why Imgo always likes to say Magnus like that, all stretched out. They never once stated in the show that he did that. But one thing I really liked, the nice detail. If it looks a little off, that's because of these gosh darn things right here don't want to really cooperate and just keep coming loose. So that's one big setback draw of all that. But then again, it's all right though. I really like the details. Very nicely done in details. The hubcap there, front for his little, well, not a hubcap, but front for his truck there. The silver for his truck. Nice transparent blue. Very nicely done. White for the detailing. Of course, here he is, the one side of his trailer. He's just like Optimus Prime. Him and Optimus are usually brothers. Well, I take that back. We've seen them be brothers in 2 series. Robots in Disguise, which is a series I felt really terrible for, just because 9/11 had a big impact on that. Yeah, Robots in Disguise in one of the comic book series, they're twins. So, which I do like the concept of those two being twins. So again, very nicely done. Yeah, sorry I'm rambling, but... And of course, here's the back of it. And the bottom part of it. Very nicely done. I really like the details. And of course, let me lower my tripod. Yeah, there you go. There's a little bit better. And of course, it can roll as rolling beans do. That's the main reason why I'm starting this off in vehicle mode. I usually like to start off in robot mode, but this one, he's a little bit trickier. And of course, he does come with his accessories. This is his gun. It's just like the other one. This figurine is just like the other 2 figurines that they came out with for Ultra Magnus. So I love Ultra Magnus as a character. I wish they'd do a little bit more with him, but it's all right. It's all good. And of course, you can plug it up here on this part for the pew pew bang bang and all that stuff. That's all right. So let's go ahead and get some comparisons out of the way, shall we? There he is with Scourge. And right there, I'll keep things all Generation 1 Season 3 related. Very nicely done. They're Voyager class, so they're going to act as Voyager class and do Voyager class things. Whatever the heck that means. Very nicely done with the whole Voyager class details. Of course, Magnus is going to be bigger than them. And last but not leastly, Here he is with everyone's favorite Captain Insano Galvatron. And recently issued, reviewed, I mean, Rodimus Prime. Get a good look there at Ultra Magnus and Rodimus Prime. They're about the same length, even though Rodimus Prime is Commander class. And of course, here he is with Leader class Galvatron. Galvatron is supposed to be a little bit smaller because he is a cannon, and Ultra Magnus is supposed to be a truck. So obviously, they're going to be bigger. Now, go ahead and get him into his robot mode. So what you're going to want to do is come over here, lift these two apart. These do clip in, but you're supposed to keep them out because that helps them stand. Let's bring these down like so. Come over here to where his main torso is. Make sure the arms are out of the way. Can be a little distracting. Turn this all the way around. Like so. See, he's starting to look like something over here. Come over here to where his arms are. Bring those down like that. Bring these down like so. Open up the chest. And then there we have Ultra Magnus. Oh, one other thing I almost forgot. Come over here. Bring that up. And of course, we leave that there for now, that's fine. And one other thing I forgot to do. Flip this bad boy around. And here he is, Ultra Magnus, in his not armored up mode. Albino Prime, as MGO like to call it. Of course, again, one thing I really admire out of this is just the detailing. Everything about the detailing is great. Of course, you got the mouth plate right there for the red, and of course the blue for the mouth plate. Red eyes. White for his whole entire body. Get that recentered a little bit more. And of course, a nice transparent blue, what we saw from the front of the truck. Very nicely done detail. White just all the way around, almost as if he's a zombie, somewhat. And of course, articulation, arms do a full 360 or bend at the elbow. And his on a ball joint does do full 360. Looks up a little bit, but can look down. Of course, legs do the splits. Can't do the forward splits. Both his legs. And of course the knee. And can kind of do the forward and back splits a little bit. Kind of. There's a little caboose back there. Is with his little junk in his truck. It's a little hard. That's alright. That's the way how I'm leaving it. So that's all I have for pretty much. I don't have anything else to pair it with. So let's go ahead and get them all armored up. Which won't be too hard. First, what you're going to want to do is just come over here. These things are a problem. Because they did it right with the first time with the Siege one. I didn't have any issues with it. But it's alright. Not here to be Karen. There are too many of those on the internet anyways. Split that apart. Split that apart. And of course, one thing I stupidly forgot to mention is his missiles. Sorry, it's missiles. It's pronounced missiles, not missiles. Missiles. Of course, very nicely done detail. This is just a very authentic looking Generation 1 Magnus. Of course, very nicely done. What you're going to want to do, fold these all in, like so. Bring them around to his feet. Second verse, just like the first. Of course, I love him go. I really do. He's so funny. I've been watching him for quite a while. Come over here, snap these things apart. These things are just really annoying. They don't want to really stay put like they are right now. Once you get them in there, they'll just want to all come apart. And of course, come over here, bring his arms up. Of course, I forgot to twist his fist around. Like so. There's one thing I forgot to do, which probably should be important. Gotta be gentle with this thing. Bring this up. Claps that in. May as well get this out of the way now. Come over here. His chest is. Bring the head down. That's what you're going to want to have him look like for his robot mode. Alright, only thing I just did off camera was just move that thing down. So, what you're going to want to do next, put these shoulder things back in place. And of course, just come over here. Oh, hang on just a sec. I want to do that last. And this whole thing is supposed to just fit into here, because you got these little pegs over here. Like right in here. They're supposed to connect it onto that. He's not that hard to transform. He's really not. You see, it's starting to look like something now. Let me lift my tripod up a little bit more. Just got to finish the rest of it. So I'll finish the rest of it off camera. And here's what he looks like all decked out in his armored up mode. Very nicely done with the details. Of course, I like the transparent blue over there again. Red and blue. Blue for a decent part of the chest piece there. Of course, here's a quick look at the rest of it. From one side. And from the next side. And from the back. Pretty nice, clean back. He does have a little bit of chunk in his trunk, but that's alright. That's all good. Very nicely done articulation-wise. Head on a ball joint does do full 360. Arms can do full 360 and bend at the elbow. And the legs can do the full splits and can't move forward. Doesn't really move back a lot because of this right here. That's all good. That's all good. Let's go ahead and get some comparisons out of the way, shall we? And here he is with Studio Series 86 fellow comrades, Scourge, and the Wreck of Ga. Get a bit of a closer look at them. And here he is with Scourge. Of course, he's Lita class, and he's Voyager class. And Regga. Very nicely done there. They do go out of the way pretty well to capture a lot of details. That's one thing I like about today's action figures. And last but not leastly, with the great Lita Rodimus Prime and Generation Select Galvatron. See, yeah, this Rodimus Prime is kind of a Voyager class. He's a little slightly mistransformed, but that's just because of his arms are a little difficult to get in place. If you have the same figurine, you should know what I'm talking about. He's a little bit somewhat at Voyager class and Leader class, but he's meant to be a little bit smaller, as you can see more compared there. And of course, here he is with Captain Insano Galvatron. I do like this figurine, I really do. Of course, they're about the same size. He's just a little bit taller than the others because of his shoulder pads there. Again, very nicely done with the details. Another faraway shot from them. Again, very nicely done. Well, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this review today. Please give me a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I've been thinking about bringing you guys some more newer content. Like, for example, I want to do a Star Wars Watch Order from everything visual. That's one thing I do want to bring to you, just the visual concept of the watch order, and a few other things I'm thinking about doing too. And let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see or not. Please, again, please